Hi Flosstube, it's Lori McCleary, Texstylust. Welcome to my channel. Hi Flosstubies, it's Lori. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch and quilting and sometimes an enormous amount of haul. I haven't been here for a little over 2 months. It's been kind of a bumpy 2 months. Right after, well, let me back up. We'll start out with a life update. As you may remember, the last three videos, I've talked a lot about stress stitching, and a lot of that was due to my mother went into hospice near the beginning of the year. And then just a few days after my last floss tube, she passed away. A short time after that, we lost our sweet Izzy girl, and it's just been really, really hard to feel energetic or anything. So that's why I've been gone. I'm doing better. I did have an opportunity to go to the Door County retreat, which I did, which was good. It was good to get out and meet with some friends. But since then I've been dealing with estate things. I'm the executor on my mom's estate, and while not necessarily complex, there's a lot of moving parts in this particular thing, so it's definitely kept me busy. She has 2 houses to sell. One is on the market right now, the other one I'm still dealing with the renter. So just lots of things on my plate. I have gotten some stitching done, not as much as I'd like. Sometimes I just didn't really feel like stitching, and other times I just didn't have time. But enough of the life update. We're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know how long this video is because I did have a goodly amount of haul from my trip to Door County. On the way there, we stopped and had a Stitchy Friends meetup for a couple days at Country Sampler, so I did some dress shopping there, and we just had a fabulous time, and I will put a few pictures up. They'll either be the beginning of the video or near the end. Lisa Kendra Stitcher, my friend and travel buddy, was there, as well as several other of our Stitchy friends. Lisa's probably already talked about it on her video. Teresa Koga, who was there, talked about it on her video. And Barb Lost and Floss, who was also there, talked about it on her video. Some others may have talked about it on their video or Instagram, but so I'll just mention we were there, and I will show you some haul. And then from there, we did do a quick stop at Primitive Gatherings and did a little bit of shopping, and then of course was the Farm Girl Retreat in Door County with Paulette Stewart, and I did some shopping there too. Michelle had an excellent pop-up shop available, and I picked up some really cool things that I'm going to share with you. So I am going to share where my one red threads are at, and some other stitching that I was able to get done. And I bought some quilt kits. Oh, I have some framed things. They're not completely framed. In fact, I just picked the frames up yesterday, so I will share those with you. They're not laced or pressed or anything like that, but I think they're going to be really pretty when I'm done with those. So lots to share. Grab yourself something nice to drink and put your feet up, grab your stitching, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing to share with you is my one rose thread. I started this one after I finished my first one red thread for the year. It looks like I started this near the end of March, and it is the Rose Quaker Sampler. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Silvery Moon with the called for DMCs. And I did manage to keep up on this. I missed a few days here and there, but I did sit down and catch up on it. Now that I've kind of gotten a sense of how fast this is going, I'm not sure if this is going to be done by the end of the year. I hope that it will be. I really like being able to start something new at the beginning of the year. So I might work ahead a little bit of this one if I get close to the end of the year and figure out that it's not going to work out. So that's where that one is. And these are the threads, the floss and this is, Rose Quaker Sampler. This is what it will look like when it's done. Now I started in March, but I'm almost done with this motif. So it may be close. I mean, the year is a little more than half over. So I'm not quite sure where this is going to land. We'll probably know more about October-ish, whether I'm going to make it before the end of the year or not. I hope so, because I have so many one red thread samplers lined up that I'm just itching to start. The next one that I have been working on, which I put in 2 threads, is the Templar Prophecy. This is the stitch I'm doing for my son, and that's what it looks like. I'm working on a digital copy, and I'm doing this on 46 count Lakeside Linen cedar plank, vintage cedar plank, and I got behind on this one. So I am going to work to catch up. So instead of doing 2 a day, I might do 4 or 6 a day until I get caught up. But here is where I'm at. It has been stitched all the way to the bottom on the left-hand side, and I at least have a marker on that side, and this is where I'm at. I'm probably going to continue to stitch to the right side up here and then work my way down. I think that will be better, so I don't get off on my stitching, which I did a couple times and had to do a significant amount of frogging. But I still am very pleased at where this is at. I love the combination of the linen and the silk. I'm doing this with a Silks by You, Silks for You, which is color, let me put my glasses back on, color 067. So it's kind of a burgundy wine color. And this is just looking lovely. So even though I'm behind, I'm still pleased at how that is turning out. Okay, I did have a finish, and that finish was Strawberry House from the Scarlet House. And this is a pattern, I think was by Tanya Brackmeyer, but I think it came out in 2014. It's one I've wanted to do for quite a while for the cottage bedroom. And I stitched this on a 36 count piece of linen that I hand dyed. And I really do like that. Look at that border on the bottom of the house. It's so cool. I had posted this on Instagram, and I had left off the crow on top of the house, and many people said I really needed to put it there. So I went back and put it there. But yeah, I'm pleased with this. It's going to probably be a soft pillow finish. And I did stitch it in the called for colors. Okay, what else have I been working on? I've put in a lot of time on the Stacy Nash Cherry Hollow Farm Sampler. I have, this was gifted to me by Michelle Farm Girl, I think at the first or second retreat that I was at. And this is how it originally came. So it had all of the called for floss and the call for linen because it was a kit, and which I think is a 36 count beige if I'm not mistaken. But here are the flosses, and here is where I'm at. I'm working on that house. I take this one with me to Stitch Group because it has a lot of fill-in and it's easier on the eyes, and I will make less mistakes if I'm doing a fill-in when I'm chit-chatting at Stitch Group. Sometimes one of the gals there last week, she said, I don't come here to stitch, I come here to talk, which is usually what happens for me too. The last one that I have been working on is Teresa Koget's. It's a Patreon chart. Again, I don't think it's been released, but this was Patreon from March 2024, and it's called Spring Manor. And it was funny when I had brought this with me when I was traveling to Door County, and when Teresa got there, she says, oh, I saw you stitching that on your video, and it inspired me to get it out. And she pulled out two different ones. If I have the picture, I'm pretty sure I took a picture of mine and the two different ones that she was working on, that she was trying out different linens and everything. And it was really cute. But here's where I'm at on that. I think it is just gorgeous, and it's going to be so pretty. I did change colors around a little bit. It's not different colors per se. It's just I use them in different places. And if you're interested in what I did, then drop a comment down below and I will share. I have this in a cute little bag that was a gift from my friend Donna, who is stitching in the She Shack. Her and her sister made these together. Her sister is a long armor, and she long armed cute little meows all over this kitty bag. And I really like this style. So it has the vinyl front, but it's not entirely vinyl. It's just enough that you can see what's in there, and you can see the back fabric. And this is super cute. So that's what I have that in there. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to show is some of my stitches that I've completed. I think most of them were over the last year. Two of them were one red threads, and the one that I did the beginning of this year and the main one that I did last year. I picked up the frames yesterday, and I just popped them in the frames. They're not pressed, stretched, pinned, or anything, but I really wanted to see how they looked in the frame, and I couldn't be happier at how these are looking. This one is Hortense 1887. I didn't bring out the charts, but if you're interested in all the information on the charts, then you can look at my Instagram. My Instagram is also Texstylust. If you aren't already following, you will need to request to follow, and then I will look at those requests, and if I see that you're a stitcher or a quilter and that I recognize other people that are following you, then I will accept that request. If I don't accept a request, drop me an email at the texstylust@gmail down below and let me know who you are, especially if you're new and you don't have a lot of people you're following yet, and then I will make that happen. So this one is Hortense 1887, and this is stitched on a 46 count, oh golly, it's a Cedar River linen. Using, again, I'm sorry I didn't bring out all the information for these. I was just excited to show you. I really love how this looks in the frame. I think the frame is a good complement to this stitch. And this is going to go in the French General sitting room. And again, all the information about this stitch is on my Instagram and probably in several videos before this. So that was one that I got a frame for. This is one I think I finished last year. This is a Blackbird Designs, and it's from the Ooh La La book, and I stitched it on a, I think this is a 40 count. I could be wrong. It's a 36 or a 40 count of a piece of linen that I hand dyed, and I stitched it using the Call for Colors. And I think it's called A Touch of Spring. And I love this. It is so, so lovely. The red in the frame really picks up the red colors in the stitch. And again, it'll look much prettier once it gets stretched properly and laced, but I love this. I don't put glass on my stitches, mostly for cost and weight, but you know, I want them to age. I want them to look as beautiful as the old stitches that we love so much look like. So they aren't, even though it's very dusty here and such, I just, it's not what I want to do. Okay, this one was my one red thread from last year. I finished it about October, so it took me from January 1st to I think like the 6th or 10th of October to stitch this, doing one length of 18-inch. The Soie 103s. I don't remember the color. This is on a vintage Lakeside. This is, it's not cedar plank, it's the other one. Again, I can't remember, but you'll find all of the information on my Instagram. And again, I love how this turned out. I had originally thought to get something pretty ornate for the frame, but it kind of distracted from the stitching. So I got something really formal, more or less, for the stitching for this. And I love how this is looking. So those are frames that I picked up yesterday. And then this one, I think I showed before, and I wasn't quite sure what frame I was going to put it in. And this is a with a needle and thread. This is going in the cottage bedroom. All three of the samplers, the reproduction samplers, are going in the French general bedroom. And then this one is going into the cottage bedroom. This is a Brenda Gervais. I can't remember the name of this chart. I am sorry. The actual chart is much larger, the original chart, and then she had a second one on the back. That is this one, which is a modified chart. The other chart had a lot of, had an alphabet on it, or one or two alphabets, but I really like how this turned out. So that's it's popped in its frame right now too. So super pleased at how those turned out, and I think they're going to look lovely in their respective spots. So next, I think I'll talk a little bit about the retreat. We, as I said, Lisa and I, my travel buddy, Lisa Kindred Stitcher, we flew into Chicago. We drove to Country Sampler and stayed there with several of our stitchy friends for a couple days and kind of did a retreat. Before the retreat, we did massive amounts of shopping. And then we left there the day before the retreat officially started, and we drove from Country Sampler to Primitive Gatherings, did a little bit of shopping, and then on to Dork. And we checked into our condo, and so Lisa and myself and Stacy stayed in a 3-bedroom condo. And Lisa brought this beautiful project bag for Stacy and I. And it's so pretty. This is a poppy cotton, I believe. I love poppy cotton. I think they're so pretty. And she also gave us this cute little bag here with some goodies, some little paper things, and an Ort mug. And let's see what else was in here. We have some highlighters. I use highlighters a lot when I'm doing like my big samplers, my one red threads. This is very lovely, and I like the sentiment. And then some lotion, all in this pretty bag that matched the project bag beautifully. So thank you again, Lisa. It was so fun. The retreat was wonderful. Of course, it was Paulette. I'm just going to share real quick because I know many people have already shared, and I'm gonna pause here. Well, I'm not gonna pause. I'm actually gonna reach, but I may have to pause if things start falling down. This was the the project that Colette brought for us. It's called Every Gift. Some people have started it. I think someone's actually even already finished it. So here's what the chart looks like. It's a super bright sampler, a little bit brighter, I think, than Paulette normally does. We received a fat quarter of Dolly Madison to stitch it on. And these, here, let me pull this out. These are the flosses. So it was about half and half of Fancy Floss and DMC. And then we got this beautiful, I like these little wooden doodads. I collect them and put them up in my cubby there. We got this beautiful little doodad. I'm not sure, that probably was made by the Boardroom, which is Beth Twist's husband. And let's see, we got a sticker, really cute. So that was all from the retreat. The retreat was great. There was a lot of ladies there that I had not met before. I'd never seen Green Bay. I had no idea how enormous that is. It's enormous. It looks like the ocean, except that it's fresh water. And so, you know, I lived most of my life in Olympia, which also has, several bays, of course. It's salt water. And so you get the mists in the morning, and you kind of have all of the stuff that comes with living, you know, in an area with big bodies of water. This was different because it wasn't salt water, it was fresh water. So the smell was different, and I don't know, it was super interesting. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to go there to check that out. This was part of the swag, and it is so pretty. It says Farm Girl. And I think there was a cute little pair of black scissors in there. Michelle told us that she had gotten one of these at the attic retreat, and she talked to Jean and asked if she could copy, and she said yes. So it's a beautiful, really, really dark blue, and I love this. It's really cool. I got a lot of gifts at the retreat. I put a lot of them away, and I really don't know where they are, but I'm going to show you a few that I still had out. This one was from Donna White. I think this is the second strawberry little gift thing that I've received from Donna. So it had a beautiful strawberry, and there was a tag, and it's all wrapped up in this wonderful thing. So of course it goes right into the cottage bedroom along with all of the other strawberry stuff. When we were at Country Sampler, let me get things out here. I did receive some other stitchy gifts from people. Again, some of them are put away, so if I miss showing you something, then I apologize to whoever gave it to me. I did have a bag. I know it's around here somewhere. It's way over there. I got this beautiful bag of lavender from my friend Val. Teresa Vanette gave us all this wonderful, beautiful bag here. And in it, she included this cute book from Liberty of London. And it has all of these wonderful things to make notes when you're stitching. And then she included, I think the whole theme she said was tea, something about tea. So these are little tea picks that she included. And then she included this beautiful floss, which were tea and biscuits and green tea. Look at those. Isn't that lovely? Hear me. And it just all matches so wonderfully. And then there was one more. Oh, she gave us a chart. Let's see. She gave us this chart, which is part of an antique reproduction, along with the floss. I mean, it was just so wonderful. And keep this one in mind because I'm going to show you. Well, actually, I guess I'll just show you right now. When we were in Door County, of course, there's a lot of cute little shops. It's a resort town, so there's a lot of cute little shops. I didn't really do any shopping in the shops. I mean, other than the grocery store, we really didn't stray from stitching. But my friend Annie B, she did, and she picked up this wonderful bag. And before you know it, there were so many ladies hitting that shop for the different bags, and I wanted one too. And they came in all different colors. I really liked this one. I'm just going to show you this bag, and it's just this beautiful colors, faux leather. It has a pocket here, and then I don't have it in here. I already took it out, but there was another bag that came into this that was the dark brown leather. But when I got it back to the, and I was packing up to go home, look at this. Isn't this perfect? Don't they go well together? So this is my new stitching bag when I go to Stitch Group. This is what I take. I put all my accoutrement in there, and everything fits into this bag, and it's just the coolest bag ever. I would love one or two in other colors. They had like a denim blue. They had a kind of a ochre yellow. There's a tangerine. There was a really a pretty green. There were so many different ones, but I don't know. I'd say maybe a dozen ladies bought some color or the other of these bags, and some of them bought a couple or more. But I limited myself to one. I was really tempted to get the blue one too. But anyway, so there was that bag. Okay. Let's see. Shall we get into... I'm going to show you what I got from Country Sampler, but it's a lot. So I'm just actually going to start out with what I picked up from Primitive Gathering. So that was kind of in the middle of the trip. I picked up this little kit. Now that looks small, but the actual size of that is about this big. And it was this cute little pincushion they had sitting there. It has, I know it kind of there's a glare on it, but it has a old-fashioned Singer sewing machine on it. And then here's all of the wool and the fabric to make that. So I picked that up. I had already spent a lot of money at Country Sampler, so I didn't go too crazy when I was there, but I did buy a half yard of this red wool. And the name of this color, I think it's a standard color that Primitive Gatherings has now, is Schoolhouse Red. So this was beautiful. They had like 3 pieces of it, and I picked up one. And then I picked up a couple of half yards of fabric from this line. It is from, it's called Home Sweet Haunt, and it's by Stacy Stacy. And then I've seen, I don't know, so many people just in the last month has found this fabric line. So that was really exciting that so many people, but let me turn it right side up here. This comes in like 3 different colorways. I think the cats, let me turn that around. The cats come in 2 or 3 different colorways, but I limited myself to a little bit of fabric, and I'm pretty sure that's going to go into bags. But isn't that darling? Look at the pictures on that. So cute. So that was my Primitive Gathering haul. And I'm running out of places to stash stuff here. Everything else is kind of mixed up. So I'm just going to start pulling things and showing. As I mentioned, the majority of my haul was from Country Sampler, because what happens is, everyone gets there, you settle down, you break out the food, and you go down for the first shopping trip, and then everybody comes back and we all do show and tell around the table, and then we make another trip downstairs. And we did that for 2 days. And then there's the other miscellaneous trip that, you go because it's just downstairs. We stayed in the apartment upstairs. There's one piece of fabric that I've already put away. It's the same one that Lisa Kendra Stitcher purchased. It's a laundry basket quilts, and it's one of her big floral, and it's kind of a dark kind of a dark country greenish teal. The other fabric that I picked up was a piece of, this is a woven, but they call it a yarn dye woven, and I thought that is going to be gorgeous for doing finishing for Christmas. And this was also in the sale rack. This was in the sale. This was in their sale rack, and I picked up, I don't know, I think a yard of this as well. So I pick up a lot of ticking or things that look like ticking because I like that look a lot. I also picked this up. It is a cheater cloth, and this is from a laundry basket as well. I think I have a couple yards of this. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. It may go into a variety of projects, or I may just do like a throw and just quilt it the way it is, because it is so very pretty. The colors, I think, can lend themselves to many things. It looks Christmassy, or it can be, and I think that's what it is. I think it's intended for a Christmas. But you can put it out on Valentine's Day. You can put it out in any room that has a lot of pink and red, but I loved that. That's so pretty. Also, there was a lot of quilt kit buying going on, and it wasn't just me. Teresa bought a kit. Actually, I think both Teresas bought the same kit as Lisa Kendra Stitcher. She bought a couple kits. I bought a couple kits. They were both ones that I had seen there before, and this one is called Shake the Tree. And I've looked at this at Country Sampler ever since it came out, and I don't remember what year it came out, but it's been around a while. And this was their very last kit, and I thought, well, that's a sign that I need to get it because it's the last one, and I did look at it every single time. So this is the kit. They do a great job of making everything look beautiful when they kit it up, but I love the colors. Those are my red and green colors that I prefer. And it's kind of a large, sorry about the glare, it's kind of a large wall hanging size. And it's just lovely. So I was pleased to get that. That wasn't on my radar to get, but because it's the last one I did. This one I saw last year. No, maybe I've just been seeing it on their newsletter. But it had to come home with me because it's just gorgeous. This does not do this quilt justice. It is so pretty. In fact, if I have a picture of the quilt, I will put a picture up here so you can kind of see. Again, very similar colors. This is from Jeannie's latest line. So it has the reds and the taupes, and it has the really, really dark, I would call that London topaz blues. And I love this. This one's a bit bigger. I would call it a twin bed topper, meaning that it's not going to hang over the edge. But so that one came home with me as well. Okay. Oof, sorry about that. I picked up a couple other pieces of fabric while I was there. This was from the sale bin as well. And I think this is going to be really versatile and beautiful for smalls. And these are from a line that, what line is this? It's a Three Sisters line. It's called Sandalwood. And I just love the delicate florals. These are always my favorite. So this, just a few pieces from that line. And I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but they needed to come home with me. So they did. Okie dokie. I'm going to pause here and put a few things away, and then we're going to go back and look at some more haul. See you soon. Okay, we're just going to look at things that are grouped together, which may have come from many different places. These are patterns and or kits. These next two came from Primitive Gatherings. One of them I might already have. This one I might already have, but I'm not sure yet. But this is a table runner, a wool table runner. This is a pillow that's actually quite large. It's 20 inches by 50 inches. And I looked at that last time we were there. That's why I don't remember if I bought it or not. So I just got the pattern instead of the kit. This is a new release from Annie of Annie Bees, and she gifted this to me at retreat, and I love this stitch. I love, love, love it. I love everything about it. I love the swans. I love the colors. I love the fact that there's, all of the roses and the filigree, and I just love this. So that's probably going to be showing up in my rotation soon. The other kit that I purchased at Country Sampler, this is an exclusive to Country Sampler, so it is available, but you can only buy it as a kit. I'm sure they're going to release it as the chart only, but because I was there, they kitted it up for me. They kitted it up in the count that I wanted, which was 40 count, and Celeste Creates is working on this right now, and it's stunning. It's just stunning. So it's one that I really want to start, but I'm trying to get caught up on my one thread a day, and I have so much else. I'm going to have to pull everything out and look at what I have and make a decision, but gosh, this one's calling to me. And this is Julia Rachel. Now, we got to see the antique at Country Sampler. It's sitting up on one of their fabric risers. And like I said, they kitted it up for me. I think Teresa Vanette also had this kitted up. And these are the beautiful colors. And it came with, it comes with Hemingway. So 40 count needle flax Hemingway is what I will be stitching that on. So that was something else that I picked up. When we were there, right before we went down for the first stitching, for the first first shopping excursion, we all got there the day before, and we got there late, so the shop had already closed. But we went down bright and early in the morning. But the night before, Donna Stitching the She-Shack and Teresa Koga had a friend stitch that they were doing, and they were doing it on 56 count, and I think it's one that they started after visiting the attic. I'm not sure, but seeing their stitches, and I don't even remember what the stitches that they were stitching on it, but I think I have the chart on order. But what I was getting to is they inspired me to stitch something on 56 count. So when we went down the first morning, Donna and I grabbed the big bins of 46 and 56, because 46 is really my sweet spot right now, of linen, and we started going through them. And they had just literally, the Country Sampler had just laid in an enormous supply of linen from many, many different dyers. So I have a lot of linen to show you. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic because there's too many, and so hopefully you'll just get an idea. But I bought 6 different 56 counts that I really, really liked, and I bought just a fat eighth of each because I'm just dipping my toe into it. I may get, into one and decide, no, this is not for me, in which case I'll be putting the rest of these up on Stash Unload, but I think it's going to be okay. They looked doable. So the first one I got was Cookie Dough from Needle Bling, and I got Shrekie's Tan from Needle Bling, and oh, I love this one. I'm gonna have to get maybe some 46 and 40 count on this. This is Cactus Wren from Fox and Rabbit. It's not showing it in the plastic, I'm sorry, but it has kind of a green cast to it. It kind of looks more brown here, so I can't get the right color. This is a 56 suede from Needle Bling. They had some 56 count on Zweigart of Weeks, and this is Tin Roof, one of my favorite colors. I love all of the Weeks basics, all of their colors, and I keep them all in stock. As soon as I pick up a piece of Weeks and commit it to a stitch, I order to replace that color, so I always have it on hand. And then the last piece of 56 I bought was a piece of Sugar Cream Pie from Bestitch Me. So I have a pretty good selection. So there was that. And the next ones, these are almost all 46 count that I picked up at, I'm just looking here, there might be 136. Nope, they're all 46. Okay. I bought more linen at Country Sampler than at one time than I've bought in a long time. But there was just so much, and there were so many colors. All of these are colors that, except for a couple colors that I don't have yet, where I've always wanted a piece but had not found it. So that's why I took advantage of it. There's a lot of needle and flax. There's a lot of seraphim. There's other colors that I just didn't have. This is a piece of 46 count needle and flax hawthorn. And this is Moonstone 46 count from Fiber on a Whim. I love this color. I did buy a piece of this from Acorns and Threads a couple months ago, and it's just stunning. So I think that one was a 36. This one's a 46. Needle Bling Heirloom. Needle and Flax Steinbeck. So I got Steinbeck in a couple of different counts. They had a fat half, or actually it's a skinny half of 46 count weeks in gray. And I use that all the time. So I took the entire piece. Fiber on a Whim Affogato. There, that's better. Some of these are showing a little yellow, and they really aren't. Fox and Rabbit Paper Bark. Seraphim Antique Lace. I love this one. Another piece, this is a 46 count piece of suede needle bling. Ooh, and this is another one I really liked. I think they only had one piece, and Donna and I shared it. And it's a fat quarter of broom grass, 46. This is like the perfect green color. Piece of 46 oatmeal by Seraphim, and a piece of 46 needle bling by, or cookie dough by Needle Bling. So that was my linen purchases from Country Sampler. That's where I spent the bulk of my money. Then when we got to the retreat, of course, Michelle had a really wonderful selection as well, and I didn't want to not take advantage of that. Again, these are colors that I don't normally have access to, so I picked up a piece of Tobias. I remember looking for this at the beginning of the year, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So this is a piece of 36 count Tobias. I got another piece of Steinbeck, which is in 40 count. So now I think I have 36, 40, and no, I have 30, 40, 46, and 56. This is a color that Michelle at Farm Girl dyes, and it's called Hagenberg. And it's kind of well, it's hard to describe. It's a green. It has kind of a, I'd say straw colored undertone. It's really pretty. And the kit that we got from Paulette came with the 36 count Dolly Madison, but I really wanted to stitch it on 40, so I got a 40 count Dolly Madison as well. So lots of linen. I feel pretty good about my linen collection right now because there's so much to choose from, and I could not be more thrilled. I don't feel the least bit guilty or worried or any of those things for spending that much on all of the linen. It made me happy, and I needed a little joy at that moment. So, okay. So that was the linen that I picked up. Also at Country Sampler, they had a really good selection. I think they were getting ready for one of their retreats, which is why the store was so well stocked. But they had a really good selection of hand-dyed velvet. It doesn't have a tag on it as to who dyed this, but I think it might be the gal that dyes stuff for Maggie Banana Me. I can't think of the name right now. If I think of it, I'll put it down below. But there was a piece of strawberry, and that is just the perfect strawberry color. This is Mossy Oak, and these were very reasonably priced. This one's called Peaches and Cream and Pumpkin. So I was really pleased with that. And then also at the pop-up shop that Michelle had at Farm Girl Retreat, she had all of these little wooden button, a big selection, and I got a lot of them because I've looked at these on different websites, and Michelle's, and I think in Teresa Vinette's, and it was really nice to see them in person. And again, they're very inexpensive. And the company is called, well, here, I'm just going to show you. This is the company. There was a huge selection. I'm sure she still has a pretty good selection on her website, but I'm just going to share all of these with you. So don't this look like little floss drops? You can tell from my finger how tiny they are. So this and this, look at the little wooden spools. And so these are all buttons. Some of these are kits. So this is what the finished product looks like, but you get the buttons and the floss and the fabric. And look at that frame. Isn't that cute? Did I have it right side up? Nope, here it is, right side up. But it has everything in there to make that. And that's down here. You can see what color the linen is. And that whole kit was $15. Some little gnomes. And painted hearts. This one is another frame. It doesn't have the linen and stuff with it. It was just the frame, but it has the pattern. And there's the back of the frame. And again, that was just $6. It's a mini frame. These are cute, and I think I can use them on a variety of things, although I think they're intended for an advent calendar. And every little doodad there. That would probably look really cute on like some Nikki Franklin stitch as well. Super cute. Big thing of house buttons and gingerbread. And look at this one. Isn't that amazing? I've got so many choices for finishing now, or just cute stuff. So here's another stitch with a frame and a button. And here's some trees, some birds. Here's another Christmas one. Super cute. And then I think, I picked this up there too. And this is from Puntini, because I love that mushroom and the hedgehog. So I picked those up. Let's see. Oh, here is, this is a spool with several yards of tape, twill tape. I picked this up, the whole thing, at Country Sampler. I got, I finally found, this is the only Gloriana they had. I found a skein of flamingo at Country Sampler, so I can start that chart I showed you last time. And then I just grabbed these because they were pretty. Brown Bear and St. Bernard. I love that St. Bernard. So those came from Country Sampler, and on recommendation of Teresa and Donna, these were the needles that I picked up to do 56 count with. Also from Country Sampler, I grabbed some silk, and this was in their clearance downstairs in the basement. It was half price, and I like the mushrooms. In fact, I'm gonna just go out of order here. This is a project that my Stitchy group did together. It was a wood block. I bought some ephemera that I downloaded from an Etsy shop that had different red mushrooms. Her husband drilled a hole and I covered a button, and this is actually going to go, I haven't glued it down yet, but this is a little project we did. So I've got cute mushroom stuff. This I picked up also from Country Sampler, and I liked this because not only is it made out of old yardstick, but it's the size to put in the charm packs, the 5-inch charm packs. And this I picked up at Primitive Gatherings, and it's just the red and white. But I thought that was cool looking. So you can throw a couple charm packs in there and use that for displaying your charm packs until you use them. Okay, did I get everything? Oh my gosh. I think, oh, nope. I have one more thing of haul to share. My local quilt shop was having a 35% off clearance sale, and just so happened to have some French General in her clearance. This is Antoinette is the line, so it's an older line, and she also had yardage. So I picked up a jelly roll, and I picked up this, and I think I might make another Mondo bag. Actually, I have enough to make 4 Mondo bags out of Antoinette. So now I think I'm done. Wow, it was a lot of stuff. So I needed to get this done. I know, like I said, I've been gone a couple months, but it's all been sitting in the prim room, which is where I'm at, and I needed to get it put away, cleaned up and put away, because this evening I'm picking up my first guest for, we call it Quilting on the Canyon. It's a retreat that I hold every year. This will be my 10th year that I've done this, and my friend Barb comes in a little bit early so she can help me out a little bit. And I needed to get the room ready for her. This is the room that she likes to stay in. So I need to get this done. I don't know when I will be back, but hopefully not as long as it has been. Although, as I said, I'm the executor for the estate, and there's a lot of estate stuff to take care of, and it really is all-consuming right now. And I hope that's going to ease up soon. But I hope to be back soon, maybe share with you some of the things that we have done. The retreat starts, like I said, she'll be here tonight. Many of the other ladies will arrive in the middle of next week, and they'll stay through Sunday. And we'll be going to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show on Saturday. We're expecting some pretty nice weather. Nice weather for the quilt show will probably be in the low 80s, which is great because some years it's been in the hundreds. And that's not very fun, but looking forward to it. It's the 50th year of the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. So happy birthday, Quilt Show. So it's kind of a big deal. They've been doing stuff since January, celebrating the 50 years here in Sisters. It's a big event. We get people from all over the world. It's a 1-day show, so they set everything up. I think they start about 6 in the morning, and the entire town, it's a very tiny town. We have like 3 streets. But the entire town is literally covered in quilts. So quilts are hung in front of every business, and many of them are hung inside businesses. And then the town green, which is a big park across from the big firehouse, we have a huge firehouse here, is hung with quilts. And the village green is usually where the teacher quilts are. So everybody who comes to teach. Tula Pink is been here for several years. Rob Appel. I don't know if he's coming this year, but we have a lot of big name quilters that come, and they teach. So not only do they have classes all week starting on Monday, but they also have the teachers exhibit in the Village Green. And then we also have a portion of the cherry wood challenge quilts, which is displayed inside the firehouse, in not where the engines are, but in a separate room. So there's a lot going on. So I'll be pretty busy for the next couple weeks, and then my friend Barb will stay a little bit after, help me kind of regroup after the retreat, and then it's back to everything else. So I have some quilts cut out that I'll be working on during the retreat while the ladies are here. We usually have a lot of good food, which I generally post pictures of, and we have a really good time. So it's our 10th year and the quilt show's 50th year, so I'm looking forward to that. Hope to see everyone soon. Oh, wait, I wanted to do a giveaway. One of the giveaways I did last video, I did not get a response from, so I'm going to put it back in the bag, and then I'm going to do a couple of other different ones here. So let's see, we're into summer stitching. I don't have any plans because, quite frankly, I have a hard time keeping a thought in my head these days, or at least right now. But maybe I'll do plans next video too, because I'll have a time to regroup. But it's summer stitching. That's where I was going. You saw how easily I was distracted. So I have a duplicate of this one, and it's a Plum Street, and it's lesson 3. And if you are interested in this as a giveaway, it's Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler. Just put sampler in your comment. And I am going to give you something to answer here in a minute. But put sampler in your comment if you're interested in this Plum Street Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler Lessons, Lesson 3. And the other one, I need to adjust this a little bit because I don't want you to see the chart. The very first retreat that Chelsea and Priscilla did was a Farm Girl retreat, and we received this chart. Now, it's long since been released, but I'm going to give away my copy of it, which is going to be a little bit different than how it was released. But I want to kind of get up there. And it's one of her series that has the blue jars, and this one is the Liberty. So if you are interested in this chart, I put Liberty in your comment. And the question is, tell me what your favorite summer memory is. I'm thinking like childhood memory. What was like your favorite childhood summer memory? What is it? A smell? Is it a food? Is it something you did? Was it camp? Was it hanging out with family? Was it swimming in the lake or the tire swing? Or what was it that is your favorite summer memory? And again, put Liberty for the Priscilla and Chelsea. Stitching with the Housewives, and put sampler if you're interested in the Paulette Stewart Plum Street. So that's all for now. It was a lot. Again, I don't know how long this video is, and I need to stop and do some editing, and then I need to finish cleaning up the prim room here, get it ready for a guest, and lots of other stuff. So until then, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.